don't know when we kind of decided the whole duo frontman thing, but
I think honestly, it was like who's going to be the front man, and it was like both of us were just like scared to like let the other person get the spotlights. Like we can just share it. Let's just do it.
Ghost Cult Magazine welcomes in the guys from Return to Dust. How are you today?
good, man.
Pretty good, dude. Yeah, I just got home from my day job. Pretty much. I roll burritos and make avocado toast all day long. We do actually work in the same place.
Yep.
That sounds awesome. There was a period of time when I had a similar job back in the day. I had a day job that was hustling and slinging food, and then at night I would go write my music and jam and somehow make it into work the next day. So, we all have our time, our dues to pay. That's part of it, not just doing the
Totally.
music
Life,
thing,
man.
but the regular life thing. Where are you guys located, by the way?
We're in LA. It's funny to call it LA because we're in West. Where are you located?
I'm in San Francisco, but I'm originally from the East Coast.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we're
Cool.
we're kind of in LA. We live in West Covina, which is like outside, of course. But it's kind of cool. We're like kind of centered around like OC, like San Gabriel Valley, and like IE and whatnot. So we make it out to a lot of really cool shows or out here that normal people who are like in LA wouldn't be able to make it out to. It's just way too far of a drive. So it's
Nice.
kind of where we're at.
Yeah, very similar to New York, where movies and television will tell you that LA is a giant city and there's nothing else. But actually, LA County is enormous. All of Southern California is enormous.
Totally.
Literally every town and every little, you move a few miles left, right, up, down, and it's a whole different weather. It's a whole different,
Totally
a
different.
whole
Yeah.
different mood and a whole different vibe, and sometimes a whole movie.
Yeah,
Different scenes. Like
dude.
it's crazy how many different, just how many different scenes with different genres and
We're slowly
sets.
figuring it out because we're not from here originally. We're from Texas, and we moved out here like 3 approaching 4 years ago. And we're still just kind of like figuring out our way around LA and around California. Freaking huge, dude. This place is so dense, and I feel like I'll never figure it out. But
Yeah.
Nice. And I have the opposite problem in Northern California. It's not that dense. So I'm glad. I came from Brooklyn. So I'm really glad to be here where it's just less humans humaning.
totally.
And where are you guys from in Texas, if you don't mind me asking?
It's a little town an hour south of Dallas. It's called Midlothian.
Okay.
It's actually the cement capital of Texas. So it's like gray and dismal all the time there.
I learned something today about Texas I did not know. And was it like a huge, obviously a big culture shock for you guys, or did you spend a lot of time in running away from the small town to Dallas and other places?
Huge,
It
huge.
was a huge culture shock.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
You move halfway across the country, like the people are different. Like not just the weather, not just like the music, culture, whatnot, but but yeah, culture. Like people out here are just totally different. So it was a huge culture shock, definitely.
Good to hear. And that'll definitely add some years and wisdom to your life when I often tell people it's like, don't just go on vacation and do the tourist trap thing. Go see how people live. Go spend some time somewhere. If you want to move somewhere else, visit first if you can, and spend some time acclimating yourself and really understand the lay of the land rather than just like, oh, I'm just going to up and go. Or I'm just going to see the TV stuff, the touristy stuff. I tell people that like there's a whole New York nobody knows, there's a whole LA nobody knows. That's cool. And people just don't they don't it's not like top of mind like Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
right.
I never wanted to like live in a bubble, and I honestly I don't wish that on anyone. But everyone has their own path, what they want to do. But I never personally like wanted to live in a bubble, and like that's what it felt like growing up in a rural town in Texas was. It was like everyone's got the same beliefs, and they just triangulate them with each other, and it just goes until it is an unmovable faith, in this belief and like the values that those people hold. And like I was like, I need to get out of here. I need to like see what else the world has to offer. And LA just kind of scratches the surface. Like I've never even been out of the country before, much less lived in different states around the US. So yeah, I love like learning new places, new people, new everything, expand your mind, open your mind.
There it is. Read a book, people. Go travel, do things. Life is more than just, we're not meant for this. Art and music is the way. So let's hear about how you guys formed a group and got together.
We've been friends for a long time. We kind of started to know each other or get to know each other in middle school. We had like a lot of like mutuals and stuff, and didn't really start like hanging out till like high school. And we had one friend in particular that we actually currently live with now, and actually plays a really big part in our team. But
He got us into music.
yeah,
We were like I was 16. We were probably both like 16 whenever we started getting into music heavily. So definitely not from like a young age,
yeah,
super young age. But this friend we live with now, he got us into music. We started like playing at this like local coffee shop. It was literally the only place you could play live music in our town. And it was to obviously like 10, 20 people or were just our friends or whatnot. And that's how we kind of got into music. It was never like in bands. It was never in like a scene or anything. We didn't have shows that we went to all the time. It was just like
we'd like go to shows, but you kind of had to go to like Dallas.
It was an event,
which was
you you find a band that you really like, and then you go pay $150 and go see a big show there.
Yeah.
It wasn't like there was not, you don't pay $10 at the door and go see your local punk band. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like most high schoolers probably wouldn't travel like 45 minutes.
Oh no, I never did.
Visit. Yeah, I mean, I could count on one hand how many times.
Yeah,
so.
like 2 or 3 times maybe.
It's a very small community. And
but
then...
our friend Ryan, who we live with now, he actually pursued audio engineering while we went our separate ways. We were like, we want to go to college, we want to get a degree, whatnot. It's kind of what we were pressured into by our family, and kind of what the school system and the youth of today kind of pushes us to do, which is go to college, go get a degree, get a job, high-paying job, start a family, pop kids out, whatever.
Boomer take, dude.
Boomer take as fuck. And then our friend Ryan went against the grain, and he decided to get an audio engineering degree and move out to LA. And then he started working under our now producer, whose name is Jim Kaufman. And we went and visited him one spring break while we were in the middle of college. And we got to sit down with Ryan and Jim in his studio, and I was like, damn, look at all this like bright shining gear. It looks crazy in here. First time I've ever seen a studio, first time I've ever been to LA before, and everything was just like, wow, it's so much at once. And it was awesome. I mean, I loved it. And we played our now producer Jim like a Fleetwood Mac cover on an acoustic guitar, because that's what we did. We didn't write too much original stuff. It was all just like covers and like Hosier, Head in the Heart, like KG Elephant, like stuff
folky,
like that.
Folky
stuff.
There's some like Cage, like some some like contemporary kind of more rock stuff, but lots of folk.
So we played that for Jim, and he on the spot, he was a little bit drunk. He pretty much on the spot told us, is that you guys need to do music. He's like, I see what you guys are kind of going for. Like there's something here, like something that that you guys could really, really pursue. So we kind of took that, and when we went back home from spring break, made the decision that we're like, okay, we're not happy where we are in college. We're not happy what we're doing. Let's give it a try.
Yeah, that was really all we needed.
Let's do it.
It was
We
like
just need someone. You need someone who's in the industry to just like say, like, you guys could do it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So we went back home.
We went back home. Jim told us to write 10 songs, like 10 rock songs, basically. He was like, you guys need to start writing. So we're like, okay, fuck. We picked up this local drummer that I was friends with, and we just started jamming. We wrote
like
10
never
songs.
been in bands.
We'd never been in bands before. Yeah, not tight at all. I'm holding an electric guitar like way too high up, and I'm just like we're all just like yeah, we're all just like looking goofy as fuck. Like, okay, what are we trying to do here? But we did it. We wrote 10 songs, and we voice memoed them out, and we sent them to Jim, and he was like, okay, cool. All these suck, but like 2 of them are like okay. There might be something here. He's like, but come over here, we'll record them anyways. So we like literally packed up our cars with everything that we could fit in there, and drove out to California. Didn't have a place to live. We were homeless for a couple weeks, and we finally found a 1-bedroom apartment that we could stuff all of us in, and we got day jobs. Just started like writing. That's when the pandemic hit. So we were just like stuck in a 1-bedroom apartment, all of us together. Us, the drummer, So 3 of us in total
in LA for the first
in LA
time,
for the first time.
right before the pandemic. Like, yeah,
During it.
couldn't be more
Depressing.
Yeah.
No, it was really fun. There's definitely a silver lining to all of that, which is like,
it was
yes,
fun
it was
for
hard
a
and like
time.
we struggled a lot, but like that's where the best kind of shit comes out of. That's where the best like ideas and music comes from. So yeah, that's what we did. We kept writing. Jim was like, these songs suck, write more. So then we internalized a lot of like, he was like, listen to these albums, which he pointed us to like Dirt, Facelift, like Purple, Stone Temple Pilots, like
yeah. Good man. Yeah.
And because he's like, he told us, he's like, this is rock at its best. This is, if you want to get inspired by any amount of rock, like this is when it peaked and then went off. Yeah, we internalized that. We listened to it like crazy and we wrote songs about it. And this song, the song that you heard, Black Road, and the singles that follow it are those songs when we were really like deep in the trenches, like writing songs, trying to tap into something that was all of our inspirations at the time, which were those bands. That's kind of how the band started. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks for unpacking all that. First of all, Jim sounds awesome because you need somebody to give you that initial push, and then you need somebody to tell you sometimes your stuff sucks, but that's okay because clearly you took it, constructive criticism and pushed it forward. And Black Road kicks ass, kicks all kinds of ass, shows a lot of your skills and talent, shows like where the band's head is at as writers. I really dig it. I cannot wait for more tracks. And then, it's that's kind of the spirit of music is built sometimes on, getting that, initial somebody to validate you a little bit. And then you take the ball and you run. So it's really cool. And Jim, by the way, people should look him up on Discogs. He's produced like massive records, very talented person, and killer stuff there. So it sounds like you guys have a partnership. It's good to have that rapport with somebody when you're starting out that believes in you.
Totally.
Yeah, and I think that was the cool thing is like coming from someone who kind of did have like, just like a really good track record, like someone who is like, yo, y'all are good, like keep doing this,
and not our parents, because they were not supportive at all. So it was like nice to hear someone who's successful doing that. They're like, Jim is successful doing music, it's possible, you can do that as well. And he can kind of show you the lay of the land about it, because our parents went to college, did the thing, got their jobs, and started a suburban family.
And that's okay. They want the best for you. So they're scared when you come out with someone, we're gonna be in a band. Oh no, I'm gonna play in Major League Baseball one day and be a center fielder for the Dodgers. Maybe, probably not though. And so I get that too. I was luckily I had a supportive parent or two that was like in my corner to play music back in the day. And they were like, you may not make it, but give it your best shot. It's like, all right, worst case scenario, I do something else. So that's what you do. I definitely hear the AIC thing, right? And I won't even lie or hide that I'm a massive fan. I listen to Dirt like every week religiously, like it's my job. And so I definitely hear the AIC influence. And of course, that's a natural in this day and age. And then I love the vocals because I definitely hear, they weren't the first to do that style of vocals, but they really made it their hallmark. And I think you guys have a little bit of that in you too.
Yeah, God, I don't know when we kind of decided the whole duo frontman thing, but
I think honestly it was like, who's going to be the front man, and it was like both of us were just like scared to like let the other person get the spotlight. It's like, we can just share it, let's just do it. Like, honestly,
I think we both had our skills, right?
Like different things brought to the table, and we wanted to make a band together. It's hard to like showcase just one person's talent. It's like, I don't know, we both had something unique to add to it, and it needed to get showcased a certain way. And I think the duo frontman thing really made it. The duo vocals really
it's
made
really fun writing songs like that.
Totally.
It's so weird because like one of us will kind of like bring a voice memo to each other whenever we're kind of in like the writing demo phase. It's always like, this is the chorus, but there's no verse. So it's like sometimes it's like whoever brings, like, let's say I bring a chorus then it's like, okay, well, I guess Matty's got the verse because there's no verse currently, and there needs to be one.
I'm
So
gonna write one.
yeah, so I'm gonna
Do
write a
it.
verse.
Lay
And
it
we're like,
down.
okay, cool. And then we kind of, it changes every time, every song. But
Yeah.
the
It is
I
really
think that's
fun.
what makes it fun.
Really super unique and keeps it definitely entertaining and not sterile.
Yeah.
Like there's something unique every time we step in the studio.
Nice. And I would say also, I think that era has a lot of distinctive legendary vocalists. I think initially when AIC first came out, obviously Lane was the frontman and the lead singer. And ultimately it became kind of co-lead singers by Dirt and Forward. And even to this day, and I'm a huge William fan also, because I was a fan of Williams before he was in AIC, when he was kind of a punk guy. And before even his band was, I think his band was Jerry's backing band, and he just became the default Alice in Chains singer. But I'm a big fan, but it's tough. I think people now, they are used to hearing Jerry also sometimes take leads. So it's cool if you guys can do, trade off, harmonize together, pick what's right for the song, or what's, meaningful to you if it's your song and your lyrics. So I think that's really cool. There are a lot of bands where the singer will harmonize with themselves and then they go live and they can't do it. And STP, who you also mentioned, obviously, like Wyland had a very distinctive voice, right? But Rob was actually a really great backing vocalist.
Yeah.
And they were like, from time, he was always killer on I always think of like Interstate Love Song, right? That chorus is unbelievable how good it is. And Rob helps make that chorus great because his voice is in there also. And I think a lot of people don't connect that because, singers tend to be, the focal point and, very iconic. I'm sure there's a Beavis and Butthead bit in there somewhere about like the lead singer's the guy and then everybody else is the background person, but that's not the case here.
Yeah, no, totally.
Big freaking fan of STP.
Yeah, right. How can you not be? Those records were unbelievable also. And I know they got a lot of like crap early, but that was proven to be false. You go back and listen to those first couple of records, man, they were so huge.
Did they really? They were getting a lot of shit early?
Well, I think the video for Plush, right? Not musically, but the video for Plush, Weiland definitely had some criticism that he was like too much like Eddie Vedder, I guess. People felt they were like a Pearl Jam ripoff, which is not the case. They sound nothing like Pearl Jam to me, other than they came out around the same couple of years. But when you're the first bands in, people don't really appreciate you, and then when you're like the second or third or 10th band in to a scene or a genre, you get all the crap. And let's face it, critics don't know a lot. Their job is to criticize and critique, and there is a difference. But typically we go for the lowest hanging fruit because we're like lizard brain. So goldfish, Dory brain, goldfish.
We are
brain.
indeed all lizard brain.
Yeah, we really are. So yeah, man, that's really exciting. And then I love the video. Let's talk about how fun this video is, where you guys are just rocking out and riffing around. And I imagine just like a performance video, this is what we are like on stage, except with microphone stands.
Yeah, God, that was such a fun,
really
fun
really
music
fun.
video. Yeah, we got this huge, just like hollowed out warehouse and staged this like incredible lighting setup with like the
we didn't do it. Our photo and video guy Matt Akana is a talented, extremely talented individual, and he had a crew as well who was helping out, and
his homie.
Yeah, his homies.
But God, yeah, it's just so much fun. That was really like, we've never really done anything like that.
Oh
yeah,
no,
it's like
not at all.
Kind of a first, but yeah, just tons of fun, tons of energy.
Graham and I suffered in an ice bath for it, and all the like black water shots, all those. That bathtub was
like ice cold,
freezing cold. So like Graham got out and he was like literally like delirious, like he was like drying off, and then came back and we were playing the song, shooting other stuff, and he was like, did y'all like speed the song up or something? Like, why does it sound so fast?
I kid you not. No, I looked it up. Okay. So these are like mild like hypothermia symptoms. Like you start to kind of like hear things either slower or faster, and like all of your like sensory is just like really washy, I guess. So it kind of scared me a little bit because I learned that like after the fact. But
all in all, so much fun.
So yeah, worth
it.
Grams were only partially harmed in the making of this video. We'll get a disclaimer on there. But yeah, man, the track is blowing up. Came out a few weeks ago as we're recording this today. I know this is going to air a little later on our socials and YouTube, but yeah, man, just so much fun. I love this first track. I can't wait for more. Obviously, there's probably stuff you can't talk about, but if there's anything you guys want to share, I think you had a gig recently. If you have anything else planned, more music, an EP, something in the horizon you can share.
So we're actually playing a show at the end of the month. It's cool. We write all of our stuff on acoustic guitars. So sometimes we'll write a riff and then we'll take it onto an acoustic guitar, but most of the time it all gets birthed on an acoustic with one or two of us in the room. We're actually playing an acoustic gig at the end of the month, which is at like this theater, the seated theater in Sierra Madre where we work at. We're trying to like simulate MTV Unplugged, basically, get that vibe down just right. And I'm super excited to like just showcase the band like it's bare bones, like the songs that it's bare bones. We're gonna be playing, obviously, like we're gonna have like a 40-minute set, so it's gonna be a lot of songs that we haven't released before. We've always played stuff acoustic guitar ever since we were young at that coffee shop that I mentioned. So I'm excited to like get to do that again. It's just like it's seated, it's calm, it's intimate, and it's all of our songs. And we've honestly never done anything like that before. So I'm really excited to do it. Kind of just shows like the duality of the band, you know, like all the great 90s grunge bands, they could do that. They could do like the big, loud, heavy shows and like the super intimate, soft acoustic performances. And hopefully that shows a little bit of our range, you know, as a band, and also kind of just like helps with the next couple singles that are coming out, and just kind of show our range as musicians and as artists.
That's awesome. I'm super excited for that. You know, just for a last thing before I let you guys go and get back to your day and I get back to mine. As we record this today, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame put out their announcement of who got in and who didn't. And rather than just get into a thing of like who doesn't belong in and who doesn't, I was pretty bummed. I don't think Alice in Chains has actually ever been nominated, even though they've been eligible for a while. Soundgarden, once again, nominated, did not get in. Iron Maiden, nominated, not get in. I don't care so much about, like, I know that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is like a private thing, and it's always been across genres. It's not been strictly rock. People are just mad like non-rock people are in, and maybe it should be the Music Hall of Fame. But I'm just bummed about Soundgarden. I figured, especially with Chris Cornell passing away, and it's the same thing with Lane and, you know, Mike Starr, like they kind of should be in if you have a Hall of Fame. My prevailing thought is always, you know, it's either you're a lock or you're not, right? It's like sports. You're either definitely in or you're not at all. So it's just weird to me. You know, I know that artists don't care about these things or awards. They're nice to have, but they're not mandatory for success. But it just bums me out, because if you're going to have like a Hall of Fame, you know, Iron Maiden, arguably one of the top 3 ever greatest metal bands, and then of course Soundgarden, across so many things, across so much music, so much stuff they gave us, and then like to get snubbed again, it's just like to me it's like it sucks. I don't know if you have any thoughts. So again, I don't know, I guess this is a get off my lawn moment for me, but I'm super excited to talk to you guys and meet you, and I hope to see you live eventually, and I look forward to more music. Best of luck with everything. Just, you know, so much fun and just a great new spirit and sound for this music that we need. So thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you,
and,
man.
you know, we're going to stay tuned to what you got coming up next.
Okay, absolutely.
Sweet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, dude.
For your time.